Camido mentioned that one of the things that kept him in his low moment was a relationship heartbreak. And that was what led him to bring out the song, Nothing Lasts Forever. A lot of people were tagging Yvonne Nelson to this particular relationship heartbreak. I'm glad Camido said a big no to it.
Yes, only one that chimpna and that no job. Never.
Who entertains the entertainer? I mean, when it comes to our music artists, our movie actors and actresses, who entertains them after they've given us all the entertainment? Ladies and gentlemen, Camido, the Sugarcane hit maker. I'm very sure you all remember Sugarcane. This song was a real hit. Somewhere 2023, 2024, it was one of our biggest songs here in Ghana. This song actually made waves in so many countries. Like, everybody was jamming to this song because it was a real hit. I remember there was a remix where we had a Nigerian artist on that particular track. In fact, it was a banger. And so, ladies and gentlemen, after that particular hit, we didn't really hear much from Camido, even though he came back to release an EP and then I think a single. We didn't really hear much from him like that lit song we heard from him. I mean, the Sugarcane. And so a lot of people were asking, where is Camido? Where is Camido? Now, Camido is out to speak. And news reaching us today is that Camido was actually going through a lot. As at 2024, getting into 2025, he was going through a lot. He was in his low moment. And in this particular video, we are going to look at more, we are going to look at it into details on this particular issue. And so, like I said, Camido was going through depression, heartbreak, relationship heartbreak, and so many, like management, confusion here and there, so many. In fact, Camido went through a lot. And this Saturday on United Showbiz, Camido actually took us through the journey. It wasn't an easy one. And ladies and gentlemen, let's go and watch this video. And then once we get back, we're going to talk more.
It created a certain image as to, Camido has been a part of some league of artists who brought him out to that point. And I kind of feel that it affected you as well.
Yes.
The kind of support. Yes. How did the George Britton relationship go, and how did Ghanaians take that news?
Yeah, Bibia or Biano Mechiano, George Britton, love and blessings. Yes. My team, no. Especially artists, only be age mana, nkofunim sankofu. Ana the industry now, on say George now or your media personality, you know. The colleagues ni be no best artists almost support you because of him.
True.
Okay. If they've not had encounter with you, we they're waiting and me posty way ejuma. Into no yeni ni jaye no ehame pa nyame enim cause nkofu bi wo ho a George and Kashi and Tremo, but omo ni say hey now boy hey ubo no pa bedo hey me de metreni bibi metreni bibi kra uti ase nti na obi de okoka chonko say me ka chro we obeja no send jum na onya Sugarcane na onya nti na oyes and ankofo bebre for real na ankofo bebre wo ho a ya hihye say ye ejuma ya kasa say be ye ejuma be o from amfa utumi from musa na omfa anya bibi nti o omo pese omo kire o say dia wo ye na enye uti ase but from my experience me when say like obi to me obi no obi jaya and say we are in a bonians and as we are we boni, you know? Yeah, we have our own differences, but met me a catcher say me need your time na ya jaya ka ye or to me frame na ni kasa but or nipa the other catcher will be no mean to me who say waka boni bi actually was say oh we na o ye me na ahye me pa obetimi aka
na wankasa wo hwa ye bibi ahye
but my nya ni bibi a ebedo chise ono kasa frame say me brother dia wo ye me no o kan anka me catcher mo sisia
okay but on kan
but yan kan ho asem bia but ye ni kasa
Mukasa.
Yekasa.
It's free ni only no muntem here no. Base a free time in the base. How many songs now we releasing?
Me free me hono. I think say me release. I think I released the Lifetime Is Not Enough, and also an EP. I released it just by ourselves, and then because George Britton now manage now the label, but maybe we sign it too. With him, no, it was a management company.
Yeah.
It's a misani say, me who say we ye juma way, but over to me I management for me.
Okay.
You know, sana ye sign say ononya me manager. Nkofu mi so ho amu ni say George na di sika na kasa kasa share me mo promote me ama maybe do baby amedu no.
It is sika ni nyon.
There was a financier.
We had our company called Grind On Stop. Okay. So we were financing everything.
Okay.
But I know Chelsea George and Fanny Sika and Bibia. Ebia Bibia Obetia say, oh, I know the women me boy na Ebia and yes Kabia Obeka say Otia you know, just to give everybody their credit. But to go for be on moon say, hey, George now didn't say Obenya Sugar can now we jam.
Yeah.
That's your baby. Yeah. You know, so that also did affect me. I can't even lie. It did affect me. Even in the media space, people would deliberately not support me because of that. Do you understand? And people will say whatever I'm can. But it got to a point and I realized that Charlie, I cannot correct everybody. And I cannot come and clear my name before everybody. Like Henny, Intino, or per se, Mitwaswa. And you have to pass through all of these things to be great. You know, so yes, to answer your question, no, and also so can be.
Okay, so from this video, I can tell what Camido actually went through, because I can feel that he's still in his recovery state. Like he's not fully recovered. And you know, I feel the point where you get to a certain peak and you want to go past that peak and you still need some support from people, and you are not getting the support anymore because you had to move on. It's very difficult, very, very difficult. And you know, in this world, we all need support from people to move ahead. And you know, Camido says something in the video that he cannot really tell if George had to say something bad about him somewhere because he's human. But Camido, you should be able to tell if George could really say something bad about you, because he's somebody you've worked with. If he's bad, you should know. If he's good too, you should know. And so I'm glad all this while you are finally back. I'm glad you're back, and I'm praying that you come back harder and stronger. And now that you are out to clear the air, I'm hoping that people will understand you and then give you the support back, because you need the support. And also, I'm hoping that George will also come out and then clear the air, so that people that needs to support you will come back and then support you. Because if there's nothing bad between you two, I don't see the sense of people ignoring you, and all, to the extent that people you're working with will just pathways with. I don't even get it. I don't get it actually. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, these people are humans, and it's possible one way or the other, they'll get into their low moments due to certain reasons. And so let's all go out and then support them. They need the support. Like I said, George should try his best and then come out and then clear, because like I said, watching this video, it looks like Camido is still not fully recovered. He's not fully recovered. Like, things are really eating him up. And I don't know. I'm hoping that it gets better. But ladies and gentlemen, Camido is out with a new EP. And like I'm saying, they need our support. And I'm sure that is why Camido is talking bitterly like that. Because of the support. He needs the support. You get it? And so he's out with a new EP. And there's a beautiful story behind this particular EP. There's an interesting one you need to hear. And so let's go and watch this video where he's telling us how he came up with this whole EP. And then once we get back, we'll continue.
Shama maybe my uncle funeral. Mami no Michiano no. On said the way out to Jum Nanko Obia Shao. Me a big fan. Me say Mami no or Shame no. me hu nkofo but on kwa no the energy no it was so nice. Ti me man me number ti de bia na or send me messages na or text say oh who to send but de bia or to me send me voice note. It is Saturday na na start say me record the ami fame no na me record it to her. One night me free studio ami be fie it 2 a.m. and I me born a voice note and nsema o kan if I bibia me fame catch me like I say man catch and no but to catch me like point blank say on him say me person me ye bibi but like everything is working against me and I say ni save and I you know me nim ya me ho but of person catch me say me bomb pie na me fama nyame but nyame catch e woni Bible mu say dia wo pe dia no catch no na obey ama but usan bisa so a ebia na eche but nyame nre filter nti wo de fa ogide no hyene mu na obey ama o ka sa che me no na me say okay nti me do fear and ho na me nya title no nti me de ni voice note e den me chacha edit to intro no
wow
and I me too album no Trustn God but when me see album cover no nyankasa na me design here nti nyankasa na me share wa me kofa carpenter dia me pese me ye nyina na ma ye me photographer me chene dia me pese on chane nti ye bibia nya na me ka che me ni ma me kasa e na me ka che ne se ma me was surprise me ma wo but 1 week after me show nti na me G de bia voice na obeka che me so Tim Nkampe na ne G you know and I me ka che ne so okay cool. But me catch me team, they say me person me unveiling of the artwork because it's not something that we normally do. But me and my ejuma no me who say ejuma na my no is very 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 beautiful. So I wanted to unveil it to the whole public. Say nipa 3 mpo me say my unveiling, you know. Until me and the next day DSP no chair say 25th of July Camido be release. 2 days after and me brother friend me say my mini
oh
until one tea nyama ejuma na
asem na
nyame anim nyame fame ni nyina ekotu baby a enya ma me voice note na nka sometimes mean to mean that and that year cause me want anxiety and I'm an overthinker into sometimes BBC a met me abafi na me dwon sa de bechi into woni me pan de woni me say me dem in that I don't sleep you know into me ejuma sa met me ejuma sa 10 a.m. 11 asana mada kakra na ma sorry to say 4 na ma start ejuma biom onim into no nyama we nyina ena ma me no wuye no nti hu sa mantiasie ba no so kan wona me hu se nyame ye bibi o se me nya abotre na me hu nya opese o ye ba ma me no voice note ni nyina o de ama me no na ahemede
ashawodi
abeduru ne nti enjum na me ye no album na me ye no ni story na etich eno na media chem.
You know, I said it earlier on that this story is a beautiful one. And it's a beautiful one when you find people, you meet people in your life and they like you naturally and they want to give you their full support. And it's so sad that when it's time for you to honor them, you don't find them. And it's so sad. But ladies and gentlemen, the EP is out. And like I said, Camido needs our support. One of these days, some days ago, I heard on one media platform that Ghanaians, one Nigerian actor was saying that Ghanaians are so emotional when it comes to their job. They, instead of us to do our job and then leave our emotions aside, we carry our emotions with us. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let's take that narrative off. Let's put it aside and then move forward and to achieve our goal. Let's forget about witimi, wakame, backbiting and all those things. Let's forget about all those things and keep supporting whoever we need to support. Our artists, our entertainment industry, they really need us because they are also putting in the work to entertain us. And so when it comes to the time for us to give them our full support, let's go hard and then support them. Camido once came out and gave us a hit. a hit. Like I said earlier on, this was a big one here in Ghana. We're all jamming to it. When you go to birthday parties, outdoorings, weddings, a whole lot, you definitely hear Sugarcane. And the recent one that I was talking about, that even in his low moment, he came out with it, Nothing Lasts Forever. That was also a beautiful song. And so, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, these are entertainment players. They need our support. So let's go hard and then support them. Like I told you earlier, Camido mentioned that one of the things that kept him in his low moment was a relationship heartbreak. Yes, a relation, and that was what led him to bring out the song Nothing Lasts Forever. And ladies and gentlemen, when that incident happened, a lot of people tagged someone to that particular situation. And on United Showbiz again, Arnold asked that question. And I want you to hear the answer. Let's go and then listen. Once we get back, we'll continue.
Yes, it would be personal common, apart from label related issues, no. It's a okay.
Yeah.
It's a relationship problem.
Yeah.
You say Yvonne Nelson, now break your heart. It was, I'm sure you saw it too.
Yeah. No, I've never seen it. That is funny.
Well, that's exactly. Yeah, so
yes, only Yvonne that chimpna. And that no job.
Darby, never. Never.
But the person not a popular figure.
Darby. No one popular figure.
But break your heart.
I mean, I see
when you're broken heart.
I see enjoy. It's me broken heart because you'll be at me who say, and I mean, so me catch me who say, so I didn't comfort artist who person me story no you know.
Okay, so a lot of people were tagging Yvonne Nelson to this particular relationship heartbreak. I'm glad Camido said a big no to it. But Camido said he never heard about it, that Yvonne Nelson was tagged to this particular issue. And so he also cleared it that it wasn't anybody around the entertainment industry, neither is she a public figure. And so my question is, why are people tagging Yvonne Nelson? Why not any other person but Yvonne Nelson? But hey, once again, we all know Ghanaians. As for Ghanaians, we don't know where they will pick up the story and they'll cook it and it will fit. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it clearly from Camido. This is not anywhere close to the truth. And so, ladies and gentlemen, Camido is out with a new one. Like I said, let's go and then support. And then one thing I want to stress on is that our entertainment industry players, like I said earlier on, they are also humans. They need some sort of that push, that kind of care and all those things. So as a fan, in case you're not hearing from your favorite artist or you're not hearing from your favorite celebrity, why not? You can go into their DMs and then at least give them some words of encouragement and all that. And let's stop going into their comment section and then be going hard at them and all that. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I've spoken enough on this particular one. Like I said, they need our support. All we need to do is to go and then support. I'll come back here and then give a proper announcement on the EP. All right, I'll come back and then give a proper announcement. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm going to end with you on this particular one. Don't forget, the name still remains Naa here on Naa Lartey TV. Subscribe, like, comment, and then share. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think? What did you hear about Camido? What he's saying now, is it making sense to you? Or you think, oh, it's one of those things? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And then don't forget, if you've got nothing better to say, just go and sit down. It's that simple.